Imagine a world where coastlines vanish, cities like Miami and Dhaka underwater. This is the potential consequence of Earth's ice melting. This isn't science fiction. It's a stark possibility if we don't address climate change. The ice caps, glaciers and permafrost hold vast amounts of frozen water. Their melting would be catastrophic. The consequences go beyond rising sea levels. Weather patterns would shift, ecosystems would collapse, and mass human displacement would occur. Understanding this potential future is crucial. It underscores the urgency of climate action now. Ice exists in different forms across our planet, each playing a crucial role in Earth's climate and ecosystems. The largest reserves are in the polar ice caps, Greenland and Antarctica. These ice sheets are vast, covering millions of square kilometers and holding the majority of the world's fresh water. These massive ice sheets hold enough water to raise sea levels by meters. If they were to melt completely, the impact on coastal cities and communities would be catastrophic, leading to widespread displacement and loss of habitat. Mountain glaciers, though smaller, are equally important. Found on every continent except Australia, these glaciers are vital sources of fresh water for millions of people. They act as natural reservoirs, releasing water gradually throughout the year. This steady flow supports agriculture, drinking water supplies and hydroelectric power generation. Their melting impacts local ecosystems and water supplies. Wildlife that depends on cold, glacial waters for survival is particularly vulnerable, and human communities face water shortages and increased competition for resources. Permafrost, ground frozen for at least 2 years, stores massive amounts of methane. This frozen ground covers about 24% of the Northern Hemisphere's land area. As it thaws, this potent greenhouse gas is released, further accelerating warming. Methane is over 25 times more effective than carbon dioxide at trapping heat in the atmosphere, making its release a significant concern. These frozen reserves are melting at alarming rates. The loss of ice not only contributes to sea level rise, but also reduces the Earth's albedo, or its ability to reflect sunlight, which in turn accelerates global warming. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the global average. This phenomenon, known as Arctic amplification, is a clear indicator of the rapid changes occurring in our climate system. Glaciers are retreating and permafrost is thawing. These changes are not just isolated to the polar regions, but have global implications, affecting weather patterns, sea levels, and ecosystems worldwide. This melting has profound consequences. Coastal erosion, increased flooding, and the loss of habitats are just a few of the immediate impacts. Long-term, the changes in ice cover will alter ocean currents and weather systems, affecting life on Earth in ways we are only beginning to understand. The most immediate impact of melting ice is rising sea levels. As ice sheets and glaciers melt, they add water to the oceans. Thermal expansion, the increase in water volume as it warms, further contributes to this rise. Current projections estimate a sea level rise of 1 to 2 meters by 2100. However, these are conservative estimates. The rate of ice melt is accelerating, and the upper limit could be much higher. The consequences of this rise are dire. Coastal cities and low-lying areas will be inundated. Millions of people will be displaced, and critical infrastructure will be lost. Imagine major cities like New York, Shanghai, and Mumbai partially or fully submerged. This is the potential future if all the ice melts. These cities are home to millions and are vital economic hubs. The economic costs of such a scenario are astronomical. Trillions of dollars in infrastructure and property would be lost. The global economy would be severely impacted. Beyond the economic impact is the human cost. Millions would be displaced, forced to migrate inland. This would create a refugee crisis unlike any we've seen before. Section 5. Climate chaos. Extreme weather and shifting patterns. The melting of ice has far-reaching consequences beyond rising sea levels. It disrupts global climate patterns, leading to more extreme weather events. The Arctic plays a crucial role in regulating global temperature. Its ice reflects sunlight back into space. As it melts, this reflective surface shrinks, leading to further warming. This warming disrupts atmospheric circulation patterns. Jet streams become wavier, leading to more frequent and intense heat waves, droughts and floods. Section 6. Biodiversity at risk: threatened ecosystems and species loss. The melting of ice poses a significant threat to global biodiversity. Many ecosystems depend on the presence of ice for their survival. As ice melts, these ecosystems are disrupted, leading to species loss. Polar bears, for example, rely on sea ice for hunting seals. As sea ice shrinks, their hunting grounds disappear, pushing them closer to extinction. Coral reefs, among the most biodiverse ecosystems on Earth, are highly sensitive to changes in water temperature. Ocean warming and acidification, driven by melting ice, threaten their survival. Section 7. Human displacement and conflict: a new geopolitical landscape. The mass displacement of people due to rising sea levels and extreme weather events will have profound geopolitical consequences. Competition for resources and habitable land will intensify, potentially leading to conflict. Small island nations are particularly vulnerable. Their very existence is threatened by rising sea levels. This raises complex questions about sovereignty and the rights of climate refugees. The influx of climate migrants will strain resources and infrastructure in inland areas. This could exacerbate existing social and political tensions, leading to instability. Section 8. Adapting to a warmer world: challenges and opportunities. As our planet continues to warm, the challenges we face are immense, but so are the opportunities for innovation and change. While the consequences of melting ice are dire, inaction is not an option. The rising sea levels threaten coastal communities, and the loss of ice caps accelerates global warming. We must adapt to a warmer world and mitigate further warming. This means coming together at international conferences, raising awareness, and pushing for policies that protect our environment. This requires a global effort and a fundamental shift in our relationship with the planet. Communities around the world are already taking action, from grassroots movements to large-scale environmental projects. Investing in renewable energy sources is crucial to reducing our dependence on fossil fuels. Wind and solar power are not just alternatives, they are essential components of a sustainable future. This will require a massive deployment of solar, wind, and other clean energy technologies. Every rooftop with solar panels and every field with wind turbines brings us one step closer to a greener planet. We also need to adapt to the changes that are already underway. Coastal flooding and habitat loss are immediate concerns that need urgent attention. This includes building seawalls, relocating coastal communities, and developing drought-resistant crops. Farmers are innovating with new agricultural techniques to ensure food security in changing climates. By taking these steps, we can protect our homes, our food supply, and our future. Section 9. Conclusion: the urgency of climate action. As we stand at the precipice of a global crisis, the melting of Earth's ice serves as a stark and undeniable reminder of the urgency of climate action. The rapid melting of glaciers and polar ice caps is not just a distant phenomenon, it is a clear signal that our planet is undergoing dramatic changes. These changes are accelerating at an unprecedented rate, and the impacts are being felt worldwide. The consequences of inaction are catastrophic, threatening the very habitability of our planet. Rising sea levels lead to flooded streets and coastal erosion, while extreme weather events become more frequent and severe. Drought-stricken landscapes and water shortages are becoming the new norm in many regions. We have a moral obligation to act, not just for ourselves, but for future generations. The children playing in nature today deserve to inherit a world where they can thrive. Our actions now will shape the world they grow up in, and we must ensure it is a world filled with opportunity and hope. The time for debate is over. The science is clear and the evidence is overwhelming. People around the world are demanding action, from grassroots activists to global leaders. Urgent climate conferences and rallies are a testament to the growing awareness and the collective call for change. We need to act now to reduce emissions, invest in adaptation, and protect the planet we call home. Transitioning to renewable energy sources like solar and wind and engaging in reforestation efforts are crucial steps in mitigating the effects of climate change. The choices we make today will determine the future of our planet. Decision makers, climate scientists, and everyday citizens all have a role to play. Voting for leaders who prioritize sustainability and supporting policies that promote environmental stewardship are essential actions we can take. Let's choose a path of sustainability and ensure a livable future for all. By embracing green technologies, fostering community initiatives like urban gardens, and committing to clean energy, we can create a resilient and thriving world for generations to come.